Hello, fellow gamers. Welcome back to another Smash Bros. Tier list. Today, I'm going to be doing Roy and Chrom. Um, so just like Marth and Lucina, they both have similar similar attacks, but they do have one key difference, which I will go over later. As you guys can see, I actually put them both separately into this list. And once again, I'm gonna rank him just exactly how I rank Marth and Lucina, just by average use rate for each move. Um, yeah, so this may be a little confusing, but I'll do my best to explain in a good way. But let's go over the tiers. So we got bad moves that are just unusable, garbage as hell. Usable moves that aren't good either, but they at least have some use. And then we got average moves that are quite acceptable moves in their kits. Strong, we got moves that are quite powerful, moves that you're going to be using often. And finally, we got busted moves that are just crazy good and extremely broken. So, yeah, let's start with this jab. And I think right off the bat, I'm going to put jab. I kind of want to put it maybe here in strong. It's a very good jab, probably one of the best jabs in the game, just because it has a lot of potential follow-ups at basically any percentage, especially in like the early to mid percentages. You can do a jab into any aerial, any tilt. Um, and I think for Chrom, he can actually ledge guard opponents with this, or two frame opponents with his jab. So pretty good move overall. Um, Next we got their tilt. So I'm gonna put forward tilt and strong down tilt. I think I might actually knock it down to average. Let's see. I don't know. Roy's down tilt is kind of bad, but it's still a decent poking tool. So I guess I'll put it in average. Forward tilt is gonna go there, and then up tilt. I got some stuff to say about up tilt, but let me just explain down tilt and forward tilt real quick. So forward tilt is a pretty good spacing tool if you're Roy, or not Roy, if you're Chrom, and it can also kill pretty well if you're playing as Roy. So that's what I got for forward tilt, and then down tilt. It's still a decent shield poking tool. It's just that Roy is a bit weaker than Marth, but it's still not a bad spacing tool. So now up tilt, I sometimes feel like this move does not function well. It's still a usable move, but um the problem is Roy has a pretty bad sour spot. So let's go to up tilt really quick. It's fast, but just look at that sour spot. Every time I use this move, I always hit with the sour spot. Even in like training mode when they're standing still, like when I'm in the training before an online match. So every time I use this, it always hits the sour spot. I don't know why. They literally have to be inside you for it to connect. I will say it is a pretty strong kill move for Chrom, since it's always consistent damage overall. But unfortunately, I'm still gonna leave it down here just because even if you do hit this, there's basically no follow-ups afterwards since it has a lot of end lag. At least in my experience, they always seem to air dodge out of my second up tilt or out of my aerial. So it's still more usable than a lot of moves. There's definitely worse moves in your kit, which I'll go over later, such as dash attack. I want to put it down here, but yeah, I'm still gonna put it down here. It's still really bad, even with Marth and Chrom. It's still a terrible move. I'd never use this move at all. Too predictable. Basically exactly what I said for Marth Lucina. Way too predictable, way too difficult to hit. And next we got forward smash, and once again, I think I'm gonna put it up here. It is still a very strong move, even stronger now. Now that Roy has it. Um, if you guys don't know, Roy is a top tier, I believe. I think he's like S tier ish, high A tier. Very strong move. Um, nothing else to say. Down smash. I'll put it in strong. It hits on both sides. Nothing else to say. And now up smash. I still think up smash is bad. I don't. It's not as bad as Marth and Lucina's, where it's like where you have to hit it upwards, or your opponent has to be directly upwards. I think Chrom and Roy have it better just because it's a multi hit and it's a little easier to land. So I guess I'll put it up in usable. I still don't use up smash that often, but it is a bit better for them. Let me look. So yeah, I think it's always like a sweet spot. Look at that. That looks like a Chrom. Um, yeah, they're both exactly the same. Um, wait, I think. Hold on. Am I seeing this right? Chrom has an extra hit. That's kind of funny. So I guess Chrom has it slightly better since he does 6 hits and Roy does 5. That's weird. I don't know if that was intentional or not. But they're both basically the same. Um, yeah, that's all I got for up smash. Moving on to the aerials, neutral air, basically the same thing as Marth and Lucina's. I'm just gonna leave it up there. I don't see why I should move it any lower. Still very powerful, very comboable, extremely versatile. Next, we got forward air. Again, I think all of his aerials are very good, except for down air. Down air is actually going to go down here. I think for Marth Lucina's down air, I had it like right here-ish. This time, I'm going to knock it down to bad. It is a probably one of the worst spikes in the game, in my opinion, just because of how difficult it is to land and the recovery not being the best, especially on a certain individual, which we'll talk about in a bit. But yeah, let's just have a look at his aerials. So all his aerials are pretty quick. For the most part, forward air is kind of slow, but it still covers your front side, and it does a lot of damage. And it's got less end lag, so there's a bit of a bounce there. However, down air, 16 frames of startup, 34 frames of end lag. And let's just look for for the sweet spot. Look at it; it's like inside the sword. I think Chrom's is exactly the same. Yeah, basically exactly the same. So they both have it bad. So it's gonna get knocked down here. Probably the worst move in their kit by far. And next we got Flame Sword. What is it called again? Flare Blade. What is Chrom's neutral be called? Also Flare Blade. Okay, that's interesting. Flare Blade. So I'll put it here. It's got a niche use. Um, only you're only gonna use it for ledge guarding. That's basically all it's used for. I think the uncharged version. Let's see. Normal. It hits. Okay, so if you max it out, it does hit below, but actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I don't think this thing can actually two frame. You can like catch someone off guard, but man, this is worse than I thought. I'm actually gonna have to knock it down here. I thought you can two frame with this thing. Maybe hold on, let's go to Chrom. Maybe his is a little bit better. No, exactly the same. Oh, it's got 1 frame less. That's hmm. I don't know which one's better, but I think I'm still gonna leave it down here. Um, yeah, not a good move. A little bit awkward now. I thought this thing could two frame. Maybe it can two frame. I don't know. But I only use it to scare opponents off the edge. But people will know how to get around that once you do it more than enough times. All right, moving on. So we got side B. His, I think it's called Dancing Edge or something. Double Edge Dance. Okay. I'm gonna put this up here. We all know this thing is stupid. I've said this before for Marth and Lucina, how all their moves like similar to this will be at the top, and my mind hasn't changed since. So I'm just gonna leave it up there. You can. I'll still explain what it does. So if you just use it, you'll do like a kill move. If you don't move the stick up or down, if you move it up, you'll do a combo hit. Where it rises your opponent up. So meaning you can get some follow ups after it. And then if you move it down, you'll just do like a long range flurry. So pretty good if you need extra range or if you want to do some damage or send your opponent at a dumb low angle. Next we got counter. I'm just gonna leave it here in average. I always put counters in average. So moving on. Up B. Okay, I got some stuff to say about their up B. So Roy's up B Blazer um is actually it's a pretty decent recovery. What's good about this recovery is that you can actually mix it up, unlike Chrom's, which I'll explain in a bit. But you can either have them go vertical or kind of go at it like a diagonal, horizontal angle. So you can use it to mix up your recovery in case you become too predictable. Whereas Chrom's, his recovery is very similar to Ike. So we all know that Ike isn't really the best character. He's a good character, but he's not the greatest. He's definitely pretty easy to ledge guard. However, he does have a move that can help him mix up his recovery. Whereas Chrom, he doesn't have anything else other than up B. This is his only recovery option, and this thing has no aerial drift, no potential mix-ups. So you either use it or you die. So in the beginning of Ultimate, people thought this thing was hard to guard, but I think y'all haven't seen clips of this online. I saw a clip where a Captain Falcon grabbed a Chrom midair as he was using up B. So just the fact that you can do that makes it one of the worst recoveries in the game. It's not as bad as Ganon. It's definitely better than like the bottom tier recoveries, but it's so exploitable nowadays. That's what makes Chrom a mid character at best. That's why Roy is top tier because he has more mix-ups, whereas Chrom doesn't. He just has up B. So it does go it does go farther than Roy's in terms of verticality, but you're still in a lot of danger if your opponent is able to ledge guard you or knows how to ledge guard it. Okay, moving on. We got his throws. So this is gonna be quick. So all of his throws are pathetic. So forward throw, back throw, down throw and up throw are the only good ones. So down throw, I'll put it in average. You can do combos with it and whatnot, and then up throw. It is a kill move at later percentages, or if you have very high rage. So, I'll put it in between up tilt and up smash. So yeah, I think that's all for this list. Kind of all over the place, honestly. I did not expect for this list to end up like this, but it just did. Let's see if I need to move stuff around. Um, I think of all these moves, I believe this is actually the more usable one. It's still bad, but it at least could still be used to be reverse and stuff. So I think I'll put it. I think I'll move this one up. And down throw. Does down throw really belong here? I don't think so. I think I'll move it up to strong. And yeah, I think that's it. I'm gonna end it here. We are almost done. Just one more character left, and it's an easy character rank. So I'm excited for the next character. I hope you all enjoyed this video. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.